Hello and welcome to the Top 14 Round 21 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, a podcast, YouTube channel, Twitter account and website bringing you the best in predictions and opinion. Rugby predictions and opinion, that is. So no, not predictions about anything else. So anyway, let's go through the Top 14. It kicks off with Racing hosting Stade Francais. Now Stade Francais did get themselves a much needed win last weekend to pull themselves clear of Brive and Oyonnax, who both have had a bit of a resurgence recently. That 6-point win over Castres was much needed, and it means that they've opened up a little bit. They've got a 5-point gap over Brive in 13th. They're still down at the wrong end of the table, whereas Racing are second in the table. They did lose to, it wasn't Montpellier, was it? I've gone blank. It was Montpellier last weekend. They had a big loss to Montpellier by 38 points. Still, they'll be hurting after that, and I think we'll see them get get an easy home win, probably by about 10 points or so to put pressure back on Montpellier. Next up, Agen are facing Bordeaux. Bordeaux are in free fall, having lost their last five games on the trot. Agen having a bit of a revival, have won 2 of their last 3 games, which is important because they're third from bottom at the moment. Bordeaux on 39 points are clear of the relegation battle, even if they are back down in 10th place, so they don't really have to worry too much. Even though they've lost 5 on the trot, 4 of those games have been by less than a point, 2 by 1 point, and 2 by less than a point, by less than a score. So yeah, they've lost to Castres and Montpellier by 1 point each time, and by Toulouse and Oyonnax by 6 points each time. Agen, on the other hand, have got those two wins in the last 3 games, beat Montpellier away, at home and Stade Francais away. They were only by 2 points, so expect this one to be a close game, and I'm going to back Agen by 5. La Rochelle host Lyon. La Rochelle off the back of 4 consecutive losses, but again, they've all been by just by a score or less. So they've not been big losses. Before that, they beat Brive only by 9 points, admittedly, and before having a draw. So their last 6 games have all been decided by single figures. Lyon, on the other hand, have recovered somewhat and won 4 of their last 5 games. And again, their last 2 games have been won by 7 points and 9 points by single figures. There's a lot of tight games in the top 14 at the moment. So I'm going to back La Rochelle here by 3 because they're at home. I think they're going to bounce back, and they're going to need to if they're going to keep themselves in the hunt for a playoff place. Oyonnax then host Toulon. Oyonnax, off the back of 3 victories, they're still at bottom of the table, but they're now on equal points with Brive in 13th and only 4 points behind Agen. So those 3 wins have been very important. Again, each time it's just been by 6 points. 6 points over Clermont, 6 points over Stade Francais, 6 points over Bordeaux. Again, close games, just one score in it. Toulon, though, have really recovered and have started climbing themselves back up the table. And they were really poor through November, where they lost all their games in the top 14 in November, all 3 of their games there, and they sank well down. But in their last 5 home games, they've won by between 24 and 49 points. Big victories at home, not so big away. They beat La Rochelle by 7 points. They've lost to Lyon recently, Brive, Toulouse, but they've all been by single figures again. Lyon was by 9. The other couple were by less than a score. So I think against the bottom of the table, you should expect Toulon to pick up the victory even away. So I'm backing Toulon by 7. Clermont have righted the ship somewhat and have won their last 2 games. So there were some thoughts they might get themselves in some sort of relegation difficulty, which would be an amazing shock for what is one of the European powerhouses of rugby. But even when they have righted the ship, those 2 victories have been against La Rochelle and Brive by 4 points, 2 points. They've been close games. Pau, on the other hand, are off the back of a run of 6 victories, both home. So it's home and away. The last 6 games they've won. Again, it's all been single figures except that blowout victory over Stade Francais by 35 points. So again, I'm not expecting this one to be a big margin between the 2 teams. I'm backing Pau to continue their run, and their run of 6 victories has carried them up to 3rd in the table, only 2 points behind Racing. They're going really well currently. Then we have the last two games. Castres host Brive. Brive, one of those sides in free fall. They've lost their last 5 games now. But Castres also struggling, having lost their last 2 as well. But that was against Pau, who have been, as I say, one of the form teams recently. Stade Francais, who were desperate for a win to get themselves out of this relegation area. Brive are in a similar situation. They've lost their last 5 games, though, as I was saying, and they're away. So you got to back Castres by 7 to right their ship somewhat and regain their hopes of making it into the playoffs. They're in 8th place, but they're kind of in the top group because they're on 51 points, same as La Rochelle in 7th. Toulon then are only 1 point ahead of them. Lyon are further points ahead. Toulouse are further points ahead. Pau are further points ahead. So 3rd down to 8th is so in 3rd place Pau have got 55 points. Castres in 8th have got 51 points. It's only a victory, a bonus point win could take Castres up to 3rd place in the table if other results went their way. So that group of 1 to 8 are all fighting it out for those playoff places. Clermont are 11 points back after Castres in 9th. You then have there's a split in the table between 8th and 9th, you have a couple of groups. Clermont and Bordeaux look safe from the relegation because Bordeaux are 8 points clear of Stade Francais, but Stade Francais, Agen, Brive, Oyonnax, 31, 30, 26 points. That's the 4 that the relegation is going to come from. So anyway, Castres I think will beat Brive by 7. Final game of the round sees Toulouse host Montpellier. Montpellier obviously top of the table, Toulouse in 4th in that battle for the playoff places. I think even though Montpellier got that big win over Racing last weekend by 38 points at home, and Montpellier have won all their home games. Toulouse, not so good at home. They've won 8 out of the last 8 out of 10 home games, having lost to Lyon at home last weekend by 7 points. Still, I'm going to back them to beat Montpellier at home. I'm backing Toulouse by 3. So those are my predictions. Always up for good rugby chats. Let me know your thoughts down below, or get hold of me at DrivingMaul on Twitter, and enjoy whatever rugby you're watching this weekend. Oh, before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Face there is a way of doing it, or you can click on obviously the red button down below. Also, my latest video is there in that box there as well. So hey, please do that and catch all my future videos.